Halloween night, Will saw a sort of shadow. Maybe all of this is happening for a reason.
These are not nightmares. It's happening.
You should go now. It's almost here.
You still have that bat?
Bat? What bat?
One with the nails.
Hey everybody, happy Friday the 13th. You still got that bat? The one with all the nails in it? Grab it now. So let's break this down. Stranger Things is coming back in 2 weeks. That's right, it'll drop Thursday at midnight in 2 weeks from me posting this trailer. So just depending on how fast people are able to get through it, I'll do Easter egg videos. So be sure to subscribe to get everything. I'll probably do some giveaways as part of that too. But the whole thing here is that you just see them gearing up for war with the monsters from the Upside Down in a way they didn't last season. Last season was all about proving that there was something weird going on and then finding out the conspiracy behind the Hawkins laboratory. Now that they know that it's real, Will even says in the trailer, "You should run now, he's almost here," as in the Thessal Hydra, which is just what I'm calling this for now. They'll probably have a slightly different name for it. But because the game always informs some of the action of the series, like they played the game at the beginning of season 1, they called it the Demogorgon, and then when they found the real monster, they just called that the Demogorgon. I think they'll be the same thing with the Thessal Hydra. But it's going to be much, much worse. Last season, it was just one monster. I think it's going to start spreading all over the place, and it all starts around Halloween, which is why they're dropping the series around Halloween. You probably pick up on this too. You see a lot of the teenagers' plot intersecting with the kids' plot, whereas last season there was more of a clear division between their two storylines. So you had all the stuff that was happening with the teenagers, then you had the kids running around with Eleven, and by the end of the series, then they'd sort of collided, the adults with the kids, the Upside Down, and the return of Will. So the difference now is that you just see teenagers like Steve running around with the kids all season long instead of just waiting to the end to bring all those storylines together. But there still are a couple different storylines. So whereas you have teenagers with the kids, you also notice that there's no Eleven running around with them either. She's off by herself. Like, they cut some different footage in this, so you know that she escapes from the same place where she defeated the Demogorgon in the Upside Down. So she literally just like pushes through realities back into the school and then escapes. So she goes to her Dropbox to grab the precious Eggos that Hopper's been leaving for her there. And then you see her show up at Terry Ives' house. If you don't remember, that's her mother. So she goes back to her mother's house and it looks like she is pissed off. She has that new wig on, and then separately you see her using her power. She seems like she's gotten a little bit more powerful too. I think that's the idea, is that she matures, she gets used to her abilities, she becomes more proficient. So the thing is that even though right now she's supposed to be the most OP character on the show, they did say that some of the other new characters would be instrumental in stopping the Thessal Hydra. So one of those is the new Mad Max character, this Ginger here that's running around with Steve's baseball bat. So she's just like a tomboy that falls in with the group. She's sort of like an outsider. But then you also have the Roman character who's coming back because it sounds like she used to be one of the other test subjects too. Remember, 11 is number 11, so there are 10 other kids. So it sounds like part of her storyline will have her off by herself for a little while before she reunites with the group. But I think we all expect that too. So you have the kids with Will dealing with the emergence of these visions that he's having. Like, he keeps seeing the Thessal Hydra. They start freaking out. They're not sure what's going on. But we learned that he opened a portal to the Upside Down right at the end of the season. So it's just evidence that places like the pumpkin patch here will start turning into the Upside Down. That was actually one of the working titles of the episodes. And they actually have confirmed a couple of the episode titles, but not every single one. You get some more shots of Hopper. We're going to learn a little bit more about his backstory. Remember, he came to this town to become the sheriff because he wanted to get away from his old life. He divorced his wife after their child died. So that's why he sort of emotionally adopted Eleven. So he's probably going to be more happy than anybody else that she's back. But this conspiracy room here might actually be Barb's father's house. They did say that Barb's father would be a new character during this season, and they'd have some way of invoking justice for Barb. I never quite understood why she was such a big character. I think she was more popular with younger audiences, and it just started to trend and become this big thing, justice for Barb. So they said they weren't bringing that character back, but they would find a way to get justice for Barb, and that sounds like what's going on here. Her father starts tracking the mystery of her disappearance, and he and the other members of the community just start to prepare for all shit to break loose. That really is one of the biggest differences between last season and this season, is that regular people are getting ready for crazy stuff to happen, not just the little kids. But everybody, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this so far? I'm sure there's going to be crazy 80s Easter eggs. Usually it's a lot of Steven Spielberg 80s horror flicks. But like I said, this is dropping in 2 weeks, so I'll probably post my first episode video on Friday, and then after that we'll just see how long it takes everybody to get through the episodes, and I'll just post based on that. But what'll happen next is there'll be some new Rick and Morty. I have some Game of Thrones to post this weekend in my DC TV Flash Arrow Q&A video. So just look out for all that stuff. If you have any special requests, just leave them in the comments below. You can click here to re-watch that New Mutants trailer, and you can click here to watch the last big Stranger Things trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.